educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with her host, Lady ReShell.
Did you know that research says that practicing gratitude can improve your mental health, reduce stress, increase resilience, and even strengthen your immune system? For survivors, gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's often the bridge between faith and fear. When we choose gratitude, we choose healing. Good evening, warriors. This is Lady ReShell. Welcome to another episode of Warriors Talk, where we move away from awareness towards action. Tonight is a personal show, it's powerful and it's purposeful. Our topic is an attitude of gratitude, the survivor's perspective. As a survivor, I know firsthand that gratitude hits differently when you have walked through the fire. And this is our Thanksgiving week, and I know that each of us have so much to be grateful for. So go ahead and grab your journals, your waters, your teas, and join in on this life saving conversation. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, Dr. Michelle Meeks and I discussed the Great American Smokeout. You can head over to YouTube, type in Intellectual Radio, and stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is: gratitude doesn't erase the scars, but it gives them meaning. If you are tuned in on any form of social media, like the show, share the show, and invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. We're so grateful for our sponsor on today. We have Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
We're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson. And we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
An attitude of gratitude, the survivor's perspective. Let's start off with what exactly gratitude is. It's defined as the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation, and to return kindness. And we're talking about it from a survivor's perspective. What gratitude means after you have lived through a cancer diagnosis. For some survivors, we often say cancer has changed us, but gratitude has shaped our lives. It's about learning to recognize the blessings within your journey, and gratitude helps you become more intentional about life. Going through a cancer journey, you learn to appreciate every single day and you look at it as a gift. And the small things that you would normally take for granted, all of a sudden they start to matter. So whether it's a cancer diagnosis or any type of life altering diagnosis, when you come out on the other side, you have so much to be thankful for, because so many people that go through a cancer diagnosis, some of them get the stage 4 when the cancer has metastasized to different parts of your body to where they're not able to offer you what they would say a cure, or you have to be on medicine for the rest of your life. And with a cancer diagnosis that's a stage 4, they often say, according to statistics, that you have 3 years to live off of that diagnosis. But we know people, I know a lot of survivors that have received that stage 4 diagnosis, and they have been here more than 20 years. So, does it have something to do with gratitude, being grateful, and how that can turn around your diagnosis and help your healing? Well, let's talk about that tonight. What does gratitude means to you when you have been through a life altering perspective, a life altering diagnosis? And when it comes to your perspective, it shifts your perspective. Some people will say, why me? Why is God allowing this to happen to me? Why do I have to go through this? Oh, I'm a good person. I haven't done anything wrong. Or some people begin to think about in their life things that they have done wrong, and they like, oh, okay, I understand, this is probably why this is happening. I understand why this is happening to me. And then you think about it and you say, I think after you accept the diagnosis and you have processed the diagnosis, then you begin to look at it from a different perspective and say, Hmm. Well, why not me? Why not me? God chose me to go through this because I always say God allowed it. He allowed it to happen. He knew it was going to happen. He already know what your end is going to be with this diagnosis. So because he allowed it, there's a reason for it. So instead of just going through the why me, and you have a right to go through the why me stage, but don't stay there too long. Ask God, how can this diagnosis serve you purpose? How can I glorify you in this diagnosis? And your attitude would change. You learn to be more grateful. I think about when I was diagnosed at 43, my girls hadn't graduated had my oldest daughter, she graduated from college with her bachelor's and her master's after my diagnosis. She got married after my diagnosis. My 18-year-old, I saw her go on prom and graduate from high school after my diagnosis. My son married with 3 children. I have 3 grandkids, and all of these things happened after my diagnosis. And it just made me more grateful about life and the things that happen in life, and not to take them for granted, but just to try to enjoy life and be present in the moment. Because sometimes we could get so busy doing things for other people. We're working, we spend more time at work than we do anywhere else. And we're doing things for other people all the time. And a lot of times we don't sit and we don't enjoy life. You think about the amount of vacation time that we have when we go on vacation. A lot of people get like 2 weeks, and you may spend 1 week somewhere at home, the other week you may go away somewhere. But when you think about it, that's not a lot of time to sit back and enjoy life and just take in everything that life has to offer. So a lot of times we're doing a lot of busy work and not really sitting back thinking about how grateful we should be for everything that God has given us. I think about just being on the opposite side of cancer, and even going through my cancer diagnosis. Some people have financial issues when they go through a cancer diagnosis, and they're not able to work. They're not able to pay their bills, and they have to go to different organizations to try to apply for scholarships to get money. And sometimes they are forced to just whatever strength that they have to get out there and try to work, or try to get on some type of assistance to help them. I was really blessed in the area to where I was still able to work. I didn't miss any money when it came to my paycheck. And I often talk about my coworkers and how they donated their sick time to me, so that when I had to take off every Friday for chemo, that I was able to get paid my regular pay and not miss any money. So for that, I am so grateful that my girls, we didn't miss any meals. I didn't have any electricity or anything being turned off in my household. Financially, God really preserved me in that area. And for that, I'm really grateful, because that's not the same story for every cancer survivor that's going through their diagnosis. Sometimes they go through just as bad financially than they do during that physical. And when you're going through financially, sometimes you can't even concentrate on healing, because you're like, oh, I got to go to the doctor and pay this copay. Oh, I got to take this money and pay, for these medicines, and sometimes you can't even concentrate. You can't even eat healthy because you don't have the money to do it. But gratitude teaches us to be, no matter what is happening in your life or happening around you, that you can find something to be grateful for. And so it helps to shift your perspective from that fear mentality to the faith mentality, and to be grateful for just even the little things. Grateful for what the cancer means. What does it mean? Think about, what does this cancer mean, and how you can use it, how you can use the cancer to your benefit. Being grateful going through treatments. So many people may not have money to go through treatment. Some people may not even have insurance. Some people don't even have insurance to get mammograms. And then now you've been diagnosed and they tell you, oh, you have to go through treatment. You're like, okay, who's going to pay for that? I don't have the money to pay for it. And then sometimes when you don't have insurance and you have to go through these secondary insurance, oh, I hate to say it, but you may not get the best care, because you may not be going to the best clinics who have the best machines to be able to diagnose you properly. You may be stuck at some clinic that's getting hand-me-down machinery that you have to use in order to fight your cancer. So just being grateful to be able to go through the cancer treatment and come out on the other side and still be here and still be able to function, still be able to dress yourself, feed yourself, get up in the morning, walk around. Again, that's not the case for everybody. So finding little things in your life that you could be grateful for, and how gratitude can show up. It can show up differently in your life. Before your cancer diagnosis, you probably didn't even look at little things, as being grateful. Like, I look at little things like going to my daughter's basketball games and being able to just, sit there and cheer her on and have the strength. I can remember having them in tumbling when I was going through my cancer diagnosis, and I didn't even have the strength to sit there. Like, I was so fatigued that I didn't even have the strength to be able to just sit and support them through that. And they kind of understood, but then again, we talk about it to this day, and they like, Ma, what if you had left us in tumbling? Like, how great we could have been. But they didn't understand. I didn't even have the strength. And at the time I was a single parent, I didn't even have the strength to do that. And they were little. And I had to make the best decision for me in order for me to get through my cancer diagnosis. So your perspective definitely, it shifts onto things that are more important. So I felt like my healing was more important, and preserving my energy was more important. And this is where a lot of times your support system can kick in and be able to say, hey, I noticed your girls are in tumbling, because a lot of times we may not ask for help. If you're not able to get them there, I got you. I'll take them. I know you don't have the strength to do it. I'll make sure they get there and get back, so that while they're there, you can be resting, and that's why it's important sometimes to have a two-parent household, because the other parent can do all the other stuff that you're not able to do. And just being able to appreciate the moment that you're in, like finding ways to practice having gratitude on a daily basis. A lot of times we're not present because we have so much going on in our life, so much busyness, that we're not even in the moment with people. You're on your cell phone, They're talking to you, you're texting, you're watching a video, you're not even really present in the moment. So try to take time to be present with people when they're talking to you and telling you how they feel. If you ask them, how you feeling today? Really look at them and look in their eye and really listen at how they're feeling. Don't dismiss them. A lot of times we dismiss people. Oh, okay, you all right? All right, good. And you go about your business. And a lot of times we just give a cliche answer and be like, oh, girl, I'm good. What's the answer we give at church? I'm blessed and highly favored. But then you go home and you crying in your pillow because you don't feel good. And because you don't want to ask for help, because you don't want to seem like you're helpless. You don't want people to treat you like you're helpless, but you need the help. So just appreciate people and be present in the moment when you see people, especially if they're dealing with something. Because a lot of times you don't know. So many people are committing suicide. And we like, why? Why these people committing suicide? Because a lot of times people have internal battles that they're going through and they're too ashamed to say something to somebody else. And a lot of times we may see signs, we may not, but the busyness of our lives don't allow us to be present a lot of times when we're with people. Just going out to dinner and putting your phone away and not being on your phone, but being present in the moment with people. Thanksgiving is getting ready to come around. We all are going to be having Thanksgiving dinner and just being present in the moment to be there with your family and be grateful that you're there with them, because next year everybody may not be around that table. And so you have to make sure that you take time just to appreciate people, appreciate them in the moment while they're there. And don't forget to celebrate your small wins. If you're going through a life-altering diagnosis, celebrate yourself. Celebrate the small wins. If you are going through cancer and you did radiation, a lot of people have like 33 rounds of radiation or 30 rounds of radiation. Celebrate each time you go to radiation. I don't know, go get some ice cream or something, whatever it is that you like. Hey, my Leah. Yeah, being present is a really great tip. A lot of times we're not present with people. We dismiss people's feelings a lot. Before they could even finish telling you how they feel, you done already dismissed them. Okay, girl, all right, talk to you later. Like, don't do that. Like, really take the time to, look people in their eyes and see how they're doing. Finding purpose in your pain. A lot of times we complain. Sometimes I find myself complaining, and I'm like, oh, if I didn't have a cancer diagnosis, I probably would be here. Like I think about, because a lot of times we grieve the life that we had before the cancer diagnosis. We do. We grieve that life. And we look at it as, wow, I was doing this and I could have been doing that. Like I was on my way. I think about me I was in school to get my PhD. I was 19 credits in. I get my cancer diagnosis. This stopped me dead in my tracks. I said, oh, you know what? I can't concentrate on school. I need to concentrate on my health. My health is more important. And then I grieve the fact that that was in 2011. You could have had your PhD right now. Like you could have had it had you stayed the course. But I made the decision that at the time my health was more important. I couldn't concentrate on that. Like I couldn't give it my all. And it wasn't fair to my kids. It wasn't fair to me. Like I had to really choose. But I'm grateful that I did, because who knows, I may not even have gotten through the program because I was so focused on my health. And there were times when I didn't have the energy to do anything. And so when I was able to do something, I celebrated my wins. I told y'all every Friday I went out because dancing was my thing. So every Friday I went out because every Friday I had chemo. And every Friday night I went out and I danced. I danced the night. And that was my way of celebrating myself, that I got through that chemo treatment. And a lot of times when I was done with that chemo, my legs were swollen. Like it was chemo give you this heaviness, and that's where the fatigue come from. You have like this heaviness on your body that you cannot sleep off. And so a lot of times like my body would just be heavy from the chemo. But guess what? I still went out and I celebrated my small wins. Like, yeah, girl, you got through that chemo today. You made it, or you got through radiation. You made it, and you have to celebrate yourself. And a lot of times after chemo, we went to eat. Whoever was with me at my chemo appointments, we went to eat, or we was at the mall. We did something. So don't forget to celebrate yourself with it, however you want to do it. It doesn't have to be something really big. And I mentioned finding purpose in your pain. Don't just, and it may sound harder than it can be, but find purpose in your pain. Ask God, why are you going through this pain? Why did he choose you to go through it? And what is it that he expects to get from it through you? Because there's a purpose for it. You're not just going through it just to be going through it. It's just a reason. And you have to search out that reason. And believe me, he will let you know. He will let you know through other people, or he'll let you know directly. And a lot of times I try to, like I always say, because I don't like to talk about cancer all the time. It can be depressing. So that's why sometimes I do Relationship Mondays on the show, because, sometimes cancer, to talk about it all the time, it can be depressing. So I try to do other things, but a lot of times I say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm tired of doing it. And I try to leave it alone. And then guess what happens? God will send somebody who's going through cancer, or somebody will call me and say, hey, somebody just got diagnosed. Can you talk to them? And I just be like, okay, God, like, I hear you. I see you. I get it. And, he'll send people my way so that, I'll be able to mentor to them like somebody mentored to me when I was going through my cancer journey. People, you need that. I searched out individuals to talk to when I was going through my journey. So there are people out there. Your purpose may be to do that, to mentor to individuals on a one-on-one basis who may be going through, whether it's cancer, it could be a stroke, it could be a heart attack, it could be MS, it could be lupus. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cancer diagnosis, but there are warriors out there going through different life-altering diagnoses, and they need encouragement, and they need hope, and they need to see what it looks like for somebody to be on that has been through what they're going through, or what they're getting ready to go through, and they're on the opposite side of it. They need to see that. They do. They need to see you operating in gratitude, being grateful to be here, grateful to be on the other side of cancer, and being able to share your diagnosis with someone. Like, you don't have to do it on a podcast level, but you could do it individually with people. They need it. Another way we can practice gratitude is to love people out loud, right? Love people out loud. Love them while they're here. Tell them that you love them. Show them that you love them. A lot of times we just take for granted, and we just assume people know. They know how we feel. They know that we love them. Some people need to hear it. Some people need to see it. Some people need for you to show it. So love them out loud, just like you want someone to love you and express love to you. Do the same thing. Love people love people according to their love language. If you know what their love language is, love them according to their love language. And if you don't know what it is, then that's a conversation you can sit and have with them and ask them, what is your love language? How can I show up for you? that would make you know that I love you, and do that. A lot of times it's not about us, it's about serving other people. So while you're going through your healing, find out how you can serve others in the process of your healing. And a lot of times it will take your mind off of what you're going through, and it will let you see just how blessed you are and how grateful you should be. Because I guarantee you there's somebody always worse off than you. So start with serving people. This is the Thanksgiving holiday, and a lot of people are volunteering, going down, helping, feeding people. You can make meals at home and pack them up and go hand them out to the people that's out on the street. It's like little simple things. You can make little toiletry bags and pass those out to individuals. Buy some hats and scarves and gloves and pass those out, or blankets, and pass those out to the individuals that are on the street that are, don't have anywhere to go or anybody to love them out loud. Do that. It's so many ways that we can express gratitude for not just us, but for other people too. So think about what it is that you can do today to show gratitude. Think about some things that you are grateful for today. Like, what are you grateful for on today? I'm grateful that I'm here. I was diagnosed in 2013 in November, right? So this is my 12th year, you guys. So I'm grateful for that on today. I hate when November comes around. I should say I dislike when November comes around because it reminds me of when I found my lump. But then I'm grateful that I found the lump, because had I not found it, it could have went a different way. So I'm grateful for that on today, that I get to be here for my family. I get to celebrate with my family and just enjoy life and live out loud. And I often think about how my life has changed after the storm. And let me tell you, and my kids can attest to this. Thank you, my Leah. She says I'm grateful for you. I love you too. Thank you. Just thinking about my life before my cancer diagnosis, and my Leah can attest to this, because I was busy doing things that had nothing to do with nothing. Uh, just out and about, hanging, partying. Um, with my, I don't know, I was a part of this motorcycle club, the social club scene, the scene that I was a part of, that whole scene, and my life was just dedicated to that. Just that, like, everything. That's what I did. Like, when it came to that, if they called, I hopped. Like, I was just dedicated to that, and everything else seemed like it came second. But God is a jealous God, and he said, thou shalt have no other God before me. So, okay, mm, this is who she's serving. And so, sometimes God has to get our attention and say, no, you know I need your attention to be here and not there. And believe me, when I got my cancer diagnosis, I stopped that scene cold turkey. I was like, you guys, I need to step away. Just got diagnosed with cancer, and I need to concentrate on my healing. And I was out. And they was like, oh, you could, just take a leave of absence and you could come back. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm out. I need to concentrate on my healing, and I cannot do both. I don't want to do both. Like, God was trying to get my attention, and okay, he got it, and I can't give attention to both. So I had to let one go. I couldn't serve two masters, so one master had to go. And I had to focus on the other one. So my life after the storm has been much calmer. I'm more present for my kids. Um, and I've been able to find my purpose and walk in my purpose. And when I think about all of the things that I've done, I've gained a sisterhood with survivors. Many of you know I've been able to travel. I've been to Washington on many occasions. I'm getting ready to go back to Washington in January and then again in April. And I'm with, with my advocacy. I've been to San Antonio, Texas, learning about how to improve my advocacy. I had an all expense paid trip to New York, receiving an award because of my advocacy. I've written 5 books because of my cancer diagnosis. I have a radio show and podcast because of the diagnosis. And I'm able to, through my organization, help individuals financially and celebrate them, all because of my diagnosis and the purpose that was found because of it. So, and I look at that, and for all of that, I'm grateful for it. I never would have thought that any of that would have came out of it when I was first diagnosed, because the only thing I thought about was I'm about to die. Never would I have even peeped down the road to see that this is what I would be doing. But I would say that God gave me a vision one day, and he showed me myself standing in front of women, talking, teaching, speaking, whatever it was. I saw myself and I saw the crowd. And so I was like, "Oh wow. Okay." And he just gave me a glimpse, and he was telling me, hold on, daughter, I got you. Like, this is why you're going through what you're going through, and I just need you to just to hold on. So, and it took everything in me to hold on, and I'm glad I did, because I'm here to witness, the milestones in my kids' life, and to make some milestones of my own, and to help other individuals who may be going through the storm, to let them know that, if God did it for me, then guess what? He can also do it for you. And so for that, I'm grateful. So if you're tuned in right now, this is Warriors Talk. I'm live on Intellectual Radio, and I'm talking about an attitude of gratitude, the survivor's perspective. And I was just talking about a reflection of my cancer journey and how I got through the storm. And as a result of the storm, some of the things that came out of my storm, and how I found purpose in the storm as a result of it. So let's talk about some ways that you can show gratitude. And some of them I probably already went over. Say thank you with intentions. If there was somebody that helped you through your cancer journey, that did anything for you, any type of journey that you went through, make sure that you look that person in the eye and you tell them thank you. You let them know how much that you appreciate them. A simple thank you can go a long way with someone. You don't even have to, buy them anything, just acknowledging them, thank you. I appreciate you. You can write a note of gratitude. A handwritten note is always better than, just like a card or whatever. I mean, you could send it through a text message too. Just something, just acknowledging that, you see them. And a lot of times you can express your gratitude publicly. Like when individuals give a donation for Warriors Talk, I like to publicly say thank you to them so that people know that they gave, and I want them to know that I am appreciative that they gave. So just a simple shout out on social media, honoring them and letting them know that you appreciate them. Like, it goes a long way. And you can give back to someone else who may be in need, right? Gratitude, a lot of time, it multiplies when you bless others. Again, it takes your mind off of what you're going through, and it allows you to see what someone else is going through their lens. And then you begin to think like, ooh, well, I have nothing to complain about. Like, I shouldn't even be complaining because, what this person is going through is way worse. And sometimes you can keep a journal of the things that you're grateful for. Start by writing down 3 things daily about what you're grateful for, and it helps train your mind to be in that state of gratitude. Do it faithfully. Do it when you first wake up, after you pray or whatever. Then write down the 3 things that you're grateful for. Or do it when you go to sleep, when you get ready to go to sleep. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And I'm sure every day you can think of at least 3 things that you're grateful for. Spend quality time with loved ones. I talked about being present. Being present sometimes is the greatest present. Yes, it is. People, sometimes loved ones just want to see you. That even it's the quality of time, not the quantity. Sometimes it's the quality time that you spend with people. Let them know that you care, you love them. It could be simple things. And sometimes you can surprise someone with like a small gift, something that it may be their favorite cup of coffee, right? It doesn't have to be really big and expensive and extravagant. It could be something really simple. Their favorite candy bar, just something that, hey, I appreciate you. I thought about you today. Here you go. Simple as that. I talked about volunteering to serve. Use your survival as fuel for others and serve others. Don't just sit at home. If you have the energy to do something, then get out and serve. Serve. It'll make you feel so much better. Pray over someone. A lot of times people will be like, pray for me. You'll be like, girl, I'm praying for you. And you go home, you leave. When you leave a site, you don't pray. And a prayer can be the most heartfelt expression when it comes to gratitude. Sometimes just say, okay, girl, let me pray right now. Let me just say a minute of prayer really quick with you right now. Like, take the time to pray for someone, because guess what? Somebody did it for you. And at number 10 is pay it forward. Do something for someone else that someone else did for you when you were going through. You know how you go through the drive-through at Starbucks, and then the person ahead of you already paid for your order, and then you say, "Oh, I'm gonna pay for the person behind me too." Like, pay it forward to someone. Whatever someone did for you, whether they brought you groceries or picked you up and took you to your treatment, or maybe they, picked the kids up for you, pay for your Uber rides, whatever it is, like pay it forward to someone else to let them know that you appreciate them. And celebrate people while they're here. Tell them what they mean to you now. I told you to tell them that, you love them. Let them know how you feel. Don't just assume that they know, because they don't. Let people know. Celebrate them while they're here. Number 12 is give genuine compliments to people. A kind word can shift someone's whole spirit. You never know what quiet battles somebody is fighting when they're by themselves. So just a kind word. Number 13 is practice patience and kindness in how you treat people. Sometimes people could be nasty to you, but you don't have to be nasty to them. You could still say, "Oh, thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. Excuse me." Just be kind to people. And I've learned this, and I've been a probation officer for 23 years. And, I try to treat people like human beings, because, sometimes people just made a mistake. Like, everybody ain't a criminal. Sometimes people just, make a bad decision, and they trying to get back on track. So sometimes, treat people how you want to be treated. Be kind. And number 14 says, I talked about this already, be fully present in the moment. Put your phone down. Embrace the time that you have together. Cherish that time that you have together. Time is our currency. And as we can see, we're already at the end of November. Time is just going so fast. And then number 15, which is our final one, is take care of yourself. Show gratitude to God. That includes honoring your body with the life that He preserved. If you're still here and He preserved you through something, because truth be told, we're all fighting some type of battle. We all are survivors of something. So show gratitude and letting God know that you appreciate Him preserving you with your body. That you get one temple, you get one. And if He has preserved you to be here with your life, then let Him know how grateful you are. And that's by putting the right things in your bodies, taking care of your body, being kind to your body, getting enough sleep, eating the right foods, exercising, even, positive talk to yourself. Because a lot of times we could be negative to ourselves. There's power in life in the tongue. So say good things to yourself as well. So I want you to think about over this holiday period, think about one thing that you could be grateful for in this season of your life. Like right now in this season of your life, what is like one thing that you could be grateful for? And then think about how surviving has changed your attitude towards gratitude. How surviving has changed your attitude towards gratitude. And then think about who has helped you through your journey that you would like to honor. And reach out to them today. Do it today. Just shoot them a text or shoot them a call and be like, girl, I really appreciate you. Because when I was going through, like, you were there for me. And, just let them know. I appreciate you. I appreciate my Leah because she was really there for me when I was going through my cancer journey, helping me with the girls, cooking, and just making sure they got ready for school, helping them. Like, it was a lot of things that I couldn't do, didn't have the energy to do. And so I appreciate her for doing that. And think about how even during the tough times that you go through, how you can still practice gratitude going through. Because remember, gratitude is we think about happiness, we think about gratitude, and happiness is really predicated on what's happening around you. But gratitude is you being grateful in spite of what's happening, that you can still find things to be grateful for. So think about those things over the holiday period while you're enjoying your food, your turkey, your dressing, and while you're spending time with your family. All right, you guys, I want to highlight my closing sponsor on today, which is Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay, and she's catering to all of your beauty needs from head to toe. You can go to marykay.com/GOTSON and please let her know that Warriors Talk sent you. You can also be a guest on Warriors Talk. Just email me at warriorstalk1@gmail.com and let me know that you would like to share your empowering story. Don't forget to pick up my journal, Take Charge of Cancer. It's a guided journal for healing, faith, and empowerment. If you know someone that's going through a cancer journey, then this would be the perfect journal for them while they're sitting there getting their treatment. They can take time to journal about their thoughts, and it has different prompts to help you think about, even how to be grateful going through a cancer journey. Don't forget to pick up the book anthology, When Warriors Talk, Faith Emerges, Letting Go and Letting God Transform Our Journeys. I have 4 amazing authors talking about their cancer journey and how they was able to surrender to God and their faith was able to emerge because of it. All right, you guys, I will leave you with these words of wisdom. An attitude of gratitude transforms pain into purpose. Don't forget to join me next Monday at 6 p.m. right here on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on IntellectualRadio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.